Thank you so much for joining us. This is the 10th anniversary of the Jamaica Poetry Festival, and we are going to be bringing you poets from 10 countries as you join us from all over the world and right here in Jamaica on JNN, on One Spot Media, and on JNN's YouTube channel. I'm Delia Harris, and with me is my friend and brother and the mind behind the Jamaica Poetry Festival, Yasos Afarai. Hey, Yasos.
Yeah, how you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm great. Good to have you here. It's good to be a part of history.
Yes.
We're doing something significant, something different, unprecedented, unparalleled for Jamaica and for the world in terms of poetry. As you just rightly said, we are presenting 10 poets, well, not 10 poets, poets from 10 countries. We're talking about Iran, South Korea, Botswana, Netherlands, England, Canada, America, Trinidad, Barbados, and of course Jamaica.
Yes, and it's significant that it's happening today because today the world recognizes the indigenous people of the world. Right. So it's very, very good that everything has just come together in this one day.
And specifically International Day for World Indigenous People. And so our poetry really speaks to the notion of the original inhabitants of the planet Earth, the original covenant keepers of the planet Earth, the original keepers of the neurolinguistic codes that were uploaded in the human minds to have us to be intelligent, rational, reasoning beings. And so we think that poetry essentially is a retention of that neurolinguistic codes that were uploaded in the First Nation peoples of the world. So we think that this is beautiful synchronicity, how it all happening today.
And it's also beautiful that this is a part of how we celebrate Miss Lou.
Sure. Or Miss Lou, the mother of the Jamaican language and culture. And so it is her centennial year. She was born in September 1919, so essentially 2019 was the centenary year, but we celebrated for the year long. And so we get the last bite of the Miss Lou centennial cherry, which climaxes on September 2020. So it's really an honor. Come here, Miss Lou Picnic, and I guess you are as well.
All of us are.
And so it's an honor. And then now we're honoring Dr. Olive Sr., a literary giant and icon.
And cultural anthropologist.
Among other things. And then essentially, we have in our guest of honor, the original godfather, influencer, originator, Daddy Hura, the one and only.
Word, sound, and power you're putting together.
And then therefore now, you kind of work with them man they do. Him inspire me personally. So it's not just hip-hop and rap and dancehall and reggae. It's the dub and dub poetry as well. So we are particularly honored to have the presence of Daddy Hura, the teacher, the godfather, the originator, the influencer, among other things. And so it's just so special in many different respects.
Yeah. Talk to me about the Poetry Festival, Yasos, and just how it all originated and the vision behind the Jamaica Poetry Festival. It's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years. What happened that we have an event in Mandeville for the past 18 years called Poetry in Motion. One year we did a Q&A and said, okay, a company from Grace wanted to bring it around the island, so we want to take it to, we built consensus with this event, so we had to ask permission. Ocherius, Montego Bay, Kingston, they said, me nah that with you. Next thing it left Mandeville and I come back.
Yes.
So we decided now to do something, exclusive and unique to Kingston, and so it was the Jamaica Poetry Festival, and its inaugural year was the year before the 50th anniversary. It was designated an official 50th anniversary event, and so it started in 2011. And the concept of it was really to give forward, and so we had family and youth-friendly creative writing workshops from 10 in the morning till 2 p.m. Last year we inaugurated a talking books, everything about books, and so that went exceptionally well. And then for after 9 years, we had the Corona pandemic, some say pandemic, some say scandemic, some say all of the above. But whatever it is, we have a situation of the demic. And so we decided to adapt and adjust and to have a 10th virtual anniversary staging. And here we are with the RJR Gleaner group of companies streaming live on One Spot Media, JNN YouTube channel, Jamaica Poetry Festival Facebook channel.
Okay.
And
so yes, everything works because there are people all over the world that have been inspired by Jamaican language and by our poets, and so it's awesome that in the 10th anniversary, people all over the world can tune in this evening and be a part of it. What can they expect from this evening's experience?
The unexpected. you know, we have poets from all over. We have some linguistic challenges, which we just add dynamics. For example, we have been in constant dialogue with Iran, and they say that Iran has a love affair with Jamaica. They are particularly honored. The network in that era really zooming. They have a rich poetic tradition from, you know, Khalil Gibran is an Iranian.
Oh, yeah.
From Mesopotamia, from the Persian tradition, and so they are really rooted. And they say that the themes and the language and the character and color and personality of the Jamaican people, language and culture, the music, really resonate with them.
Wow.
And so they are particularly interested. So from there to Botswana, to Korea, to wherever, we have different flavors and textures. It's like a melting pot of sounds and vibrations and colors and tones and cultures and subtle innuendos, and it's just something unexpected.
It's going to be an amazing experience.
It is already an amazing experience.
Yeah. So again, if you're tuned in, and call somebody, let them know they can't miss this. We're on JNN YouTube. We're on the Facebook page for the Jamaica Poetry Festival, and we're on the YouTube channel for JNN, because this is going to be a historic event, and you really, really want to be a part of it. Talk to me as I close, Yasos, about Yasos Safari as edutainer, as poet, as inspiration, as someone who is pushing this movement of Jamaica poetry through the event.
To whom much is given, much is required. Me grew up in very rural Jamaica, where we never have no electricity nor running water. The first time them light fire in my house, me run out, say them a burn down the house.
Wow.
The first time me hear RJR, me take off the back of the radio and look for the people them in the attack. So you know how them things they go. The first time we see aircraft, everybody go down and any pray. I say, God come for you. And so when we were asked to write a poem at school, my own was A Traveling Son. The teacher was Mrs. Alga McDonald. She read it and said, this is a very good poem, you must continue writing. And so I was a recipient of positive reinforcement. And from that time, I decided I wanted to be someone with a positive reinforcement. So we marry entertainment with education to have edutainment, so that we use it to empower the people, uplift the people, inspire the people. We accentuate positivity and overwhelm negativity. Poverty, injustice, disease, the illness, the social ills of the country, lacking of self-confidence and self-esteem. We use that through poetry, creative writing workshops, through consultancy, through writing books, through doing events that are essentially macro social intervention workshops, really. This is what our events are.
Nice.
And so that's pretty much where I'm at in a nutshell as it relates to poetry, and why we are having this event.
Yeah.
Jamaica Poetry Festival in its 10th anniversary year.
All right. Well, I know the viewers are excited to get this going and to get it moving. And we have a very, very, she controversial, she entertaining, she edutaining. You're going to love our first poet. And Yasos, tell us who's coming up first.
Well, this woman, we'd call her a one-woman university.
She is.
So if you have one person and a woman who would be a university, epitomized in a university, this is this lady who is the professor of literature and cultural studies at the University of the West Indies. She initiated the Reggae Studies Unit. She's an advocate of reggae and dancehall. She impact and influence. She deal with women's rights issues. She's none other than Professor Caroline Cooper, the one-woman university. Prof?
Yes, I you see how you want them give me big foot.
No, man, but you see the African attire you have? No weapon.
I'm a professor emerita now since I've retired from the university, but we still claim you.
Well,
anyhow,
once an academic soldier.
About woman power.
Yes.
Maroon Nana from Ghana to Jamaica.
Yes.
The Maroon warrior woman, popularly known in Jamaica as Nanny, has been robbed of her true name, and she should be Nana. This title accurately reflects her Ghanaian origins. In Twi, the language of the Akan people of Ghana and Ivory Coast, Nana is a gender-neutral title that denotes the highest position of authority in society. It is a term used for grandparents, male and female elders, and honored ancestors. The English word nanny, which is associated with domesticity, particularly the care of children, is a classic example of the downgrading of African culture in the diaspora. The nurturing of children is essential for the survival of the race. But the term nanny applied to Nana of the Maroons diminishes her military genius and her vital role in the public sphere. It was no accident of history that Nana became the fierce leader of the Windward Maroons in Jamaica. Born in Ghana in the 1680s, Nana received military training in her homeland that prepared her for the wars of resistance against slavery. In her poem, Nanny, Lorna Goodison is possessed by the spirit of Nana. She says, "And when my training was over, they circled my waist with pumpkin seeds and dried okra, a traveler's jigida, and sold me to the traders, all my weapons within me." As Nana Goodison intuitively asserts, "I was sent. Tell that to history." Goodison suggests that the psychology of emancipation was cultivated. Nana's jigida, those organic waste beads of okra and pumpkin seeds, symbolizes the transplanting of African traditions in the diaspora. Now, like Lorna Goodison, Louise Bennett, Miss Lou, also celebrates Maroon Nanny as a powerful role model of female resistance to enslavement and colonization in her poem, Jamaica Woman. Look how long Jamaica Woman, mother, sister, wife, sweetheart, outer road and inner yard, depend and dominate her part. From Maroon Nanny, take her body bounce bullet back per man, to when nowadays gal picnic turn spelling bee champion. Bennett here refers to the long-held conviction, memorialized in folklore, that Nana had supernatural powers. She could not have literally used her body to deflect bullets, but that image affirms Nana's military prowess in outwitting the British Army through acts of subterfuge. And the accomplishment of girls who win spelling bee championships is certainly not on the scale of Nana's superhuman accomplishments. But female excellence in any field must be celebrated. Goodison ends her poem to Nana with a prophecy. When your sorrow obscures the skies, other women like me will rise. Reggae singer Queen Ifrica is one of the women who have risen up to fight for liberation in the spirit of Maroon Nana. One of the songs for which she's most well known is Lioness on the Rise. This militant song was actually written by a man, Tony Rebel, and it demonstrates the way in which men collaborate with women in the fight for emancipation. So Queen Ifrica takes a song and makes it her own. As an outspoken advocate for the rights of children, Queen Ifrica embodies the nanny-nana dualism, both nurturer in the home and warrior on the front line. So in Tony Rebel's words, she says, "We'll be taking care of all the children thereof, but if it's required, we'll be on the front line. Let me give you my word. My voice must be heard. Bravery is a piece of my heart." That image of bravery as a piece of the heart echoes the words of Lorna Goodison, which she puts in the mouth of Nana. All my weapons within me. Bravery is indeed a weapon of the body. And the revolutionary spirit of Nana will continue to animate generations of self-assured Jamaican women and women throughout the African diaspora who will most certainly discover their own empowering mission. Give thanks.
Brilliant.
As always.
What say you? She really personified Mama Africa in that context and speaking to woman power, Maroon Nana from Ghana to Jamaica. Only fitting that as the one who personified Mama Africa, which is the birth place and cradle of humanity on the planet Earth, it's only fitting that we go to Africa, to Botswana, which is a kingdom in southern Africa, to bring Anthony Malozi, who is a youth advocate and the youngest person on this festival. He is the face of the cultural arts and social advocacy in Botswana. He's an MC, a poet, an author, award-winning. He's a world traveler. He's into youth empowerment and social justice. And he's a dynamic person. Botswana is ignited.
Absolutely.
As it relates to Jamaica Poetry Festival and his involvement. Because you know that Jamaica, the world cultural superpower, occupies a special pride of place in the mind of people. And especially the role that Jamaica played in the liberation movement, especially in South Africa, but on the continent generally speaking. And the fact that oftentimes we did not really reference the different countries or regions in Africa. What we did was reference Mama Africa as a continental. So that I don't think we did it deliberately,
no,
but somehow that resonated. You know, I've been on several African countries, and this is the vibe I'm getting from Africa. And so when even the movement came, Rastafari movement, and the reggae music, which really represent the voice of the voiceless, who really challenged the colonial establishment, because you know that Europe, based on its moral and economic insufficiency and deficiency, they descended upon the African continent.
Absolutely.
And dispossessed her people. Interestingly, Delia, I've been doing some research.
Tell me.
Colonization has the root word colon. But Columbus named a colon.
Really?
And colonization is the act of vampirizing a people and reducing them to feces as a conquest of war.
Wow.
So that Mama Africa, the cradle of civilization now, is responsible for being the custodians of the planet Earth. And so it is only fitting that we bring to you Anthony Molosi from the Kingdom of Botswana. Anthony, step forward.
Are we good?
You really step forward for you?
Okay, no, that's good. Let's continue.
So yes, getting him technology right. What we are doing here really, you know, is unparalleled essentially.
Absolutely.
And so,
but I like what you said in terms of us connecting to the continent in general. But now I find that we're making an even more closer connection to individual nations across Africa.
Yes.
It's Botswana, it's Mozambique, it's South
Ethiopia,
Africa, it's
Ghana,
Ethiopia, it's Ghana,
Tanzania.
and appreciating each for its own self and place.
technological glitch, but we conquer that. Anthony Molosi from Botswana. Your time, my brother.
Black Eye, and I hope you will enjoy it. This poem shall only be recited in music pieces, legends, and newborn cries. It is the soul in an hourglass, but yet timeless. It is the marching soldiers singing songs of victory. It is faith. It is oppression to the oppressors. It's a master's whip. It is a slave. It is excruciating pain, the scream of a woman giving birth to the world. It is the chains that took our forefathers to slavery. It is a boy who prefers to play with Barbie dolls over toy soldiers, a girl who prefers to wear trousers over dresses. It is acceptance. It has no gender, no race, no binaries. This peace is acceptance. It is a bullied young boy learning to survive, an African young girl learning that makeup never make her any more beautiful than she is. And to my African queens, you don't have anything lost on your bodies to make up for. You are more beautiful and original than you could ever be. Ask Nefertiti. This poem is the skies that cannot cry, pavements made with the black bodies of our brethren. It is the stars and stripes painted with the blood and sweat of our brethren. It is the countless and nameless graves filled with the white bones of our black brothers and their names shall never be blown away into nothingness. It is Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, Francis Bacon. It is a lie called a mystery. It is Al-Hajj Malik Al-Shabazz, Dr. King, Chico Vera Castro, Marcus Aurelius Gavin, Peter Tosh. It is legacy, the land of the upright men, Pan-Africanism that can never be eliminated by method of assassination, call it Sankara, Lumumba, and every African child. It is the countless years of struggle, the wisdom and liberty that can never be assassinated, call it 27 years in prison, yes, call it Jeff Masimula. It's a balcony you can ask Dr. King, but James Ray and his conspiracy trials. It is the first son of Africa, call it the great Kwame Nkrumah. It is the greatest Afro athlete in history, call it Bo Jackson, Jesse Owens, Ocasio Clay. It is a gun assembled in 1947 by a Russian man, a gun celebrated by people for killing other people. It is the capital punishment road, but it's not an eye for an eye. It is the judgment waiting for Zimmerman, triumph in heaven. It is the all that hangs Saddam Hussein, the seas that swallows migrants. It is the diamond that tours around the world but has never been seen by its people. A diamond larger than its price. It is the internal trade in African currency that made it Gaddafi, call it gold dinar. It is the words that needs to be echoed from generation into generation out and further on. The African currency, African independency, architected by the first son of Africa, Kwame Nkrumah. It is the ears that listen, the heart that laughs, and the heads that do, call it Motamain, for the men who influenced the naming of our country to what it is today. And with this poem, I imagine your brave with a brave ex-brother, and may your legacy forever live on, brother of the soul. You all must know and swallow it. It is a hated president and his wife, a dying president and his wife. It is a literal statue of a president who never died for the liberation of his people. And I promise you, his maggots are gonna be your gold. It is the misinforming media, a tower that fell 28 minutes before it was formed. It is a bomb that left many children as orphans in Syria. It is what they want us to know and what they don't want us to know, call it total control. It is an African brother who prays for Texas people and forgets his dying brothers and sisters in Sierra Leone, Malawi, and Mozambique. It is a white child accused of a crime he never committed. This piece is a piece of message to a peasant who taught a black man how to hold a gun, and to all the sons and daughters of the soul who met your faith with the gun. May your souls rest in eternal peace. It is a black man shot and killed with his hands in the air. It is a white child who across the road and never came back. A mother with a broken leg but is still able to kiss the children good night. It is an undressed woman, a married woman who cannot speak for herself. It is a gun to his head, a knife to her back. It is a teardrop against inhuman behavior, wrote in beautiful labels like xenophobia and Afrophobia. Black people, let us stop dehumanizing each other. We are better than that. This poem is the road we shall all remember in the end, when there will be no other way. It is humanity with a black eye. Word.
This is what you've been waiting for. A chance to change your point of view and take the break you deserve at Jamaica's resorts and attractions. When you can open your door to the seaside instead of just outside. Where you can change your mask and take a plunge.
Sunshine smiling warm up inside your heart. Feeling of pure love. Oh, Jamaican heartbeat. Dancing to the beat up inside your heart. Heartbeat of the world. Oh, Jamaican heartbeat. Jamaican heartbeat.
Well, interestingly, Anthony Malozzi said that Africa and humanity has been left with a black eye. And largely speaking, Europe can be considered as responsible for the black eye where Mama Africa get due to colonialism and slavery. And so we are going to Netherlands for a global freestyle multimedia journalist. She was born in Suriname. She grew up in 4 continents. And she has 1 foot in Jamaica and 1 in the Netherlands. And, she sees so many different things. She's a translator, she's a conference moderator, she's a social advocate, and she was a news anchor on national TV in Netherlands for quite some time. We are happy and we are particularly delighted to introduce and to bring to you the one and only Aldit Hunka. Wagwan Aldit.
Midday, man, Yatsus. Good evening, everybody. What a wonderful event this is already.
Yes, brilliant. And to have you to add your spice from Europe, which give Africa and humanity black eye. You have to go clean up the black eye there with poetry right now.
We have to try. Give thanks. Yes. So, Yatsus, as you know, you have asked me to translate one of your poems into Dutch.
Definitely.
The one called The Earth is Our Friend.
Yes.
So I did, and you have asked me so graciously to read it tonight to all the viewers worldwide. So what I will do, I will read it verse by verse, first in English and then in Dutch, so everybody knows where we are in the poem. Is that all right with you?
You can't do nothing wrong, do your thing. And Anna Mama
Bless
Earth.
All right, so here we go. The earth is the garden of creation, purposefully clothed with lush green vegetation, roots firm enough to prevent critical soil erosion, all elements working in union for natural joy and satisfaction. The earth is our friend, we are the children of the earth. De aarde is het hof van de schepping, doelgericht gekleed in weelderige groene vegetatie, wortels zo standvastig dat kritieke erosie voorkomen wordt. Alle elementen werken als één aan natuurlijke vreugde en voldoening. De aarde is onze kameraad, wij zijn kinderen van de aarde. The cyclic function of the Earth's ecology is no mystery, like the organs of the human body, each working in perfect harmony. In this, our environmental community, of which the guardians and the keepers are the children of humanity. The earth is our friend, we are the children of the earth. De kringloop van de ecologie is geen mysterie. Zoals menselijke organen in perfecte harmonie samenwerken, wordt onze natuurlijke gemeenschap bewaakt en bewaard door de kinderen van de mensheid. De aarde is onze kameraad, wij zijn kinderen van de aarde. The rivers, like bloodstreams flowing into the oceans, returning secretly to the fleshy bowels of Earth's creation, evaporating to the atmospheric breath of life, sun, moon, and stars, solid, liquid, and gas, land, sea, and air, flesh, blood, and spirit. The earth is our friend, we are the children of the earth. Rivieren, bloedvaten die stromen naar de zeeën, keren in het geheim terug naar het stoffelijke binnenste van de schepping. Verdampen tot atmosferische levensadem, zon, maan en sterren, vaste stof, vloeistof en gas, land, zee en lucht, vlees, bloed en geest. De aarde is onze kameraad, wij zijn kinderen van de aarde. Like the lungs of man, the trees breathe to keep the earth alive. Yea, the sun, like a devoted father, working from sunrise until sunset. And the moon, like a loving mother, working from dusk till dawn, shining within the sweet embrace of her children, the stars. The earth is our friend, we are the children of the earth. Zoals de longen van de mens ademen, bomen om de aarde in leven te houden. Zeker, de zon, de toegewijde vader, werkt van morgenstond tot avondstond. En de maan, de liefhebbende moeder, werkt van avondstond tot morgenstond, stralend in de zoete omhelzing van haar kinderen, de sterren. De aarde is onze kameraad, wij zijn kinderen van de aarde. If we protect the earth, then the earth will protect us, clothe, feed and shelter us. The earth is the garden of creation. If we keep the earth alive, then we will stay alive. The earth will keep us alive. The earth is our mother and our friend. We are the children and the friends of the earth, of Mother Earth. Wanneer wij de aarde beschermen, zal de aarde ons beschermen, ons kleden, ons voeden en ons beschutten. De aarde is het hof van de schepping. Als wij de aarde helpen leven, zullen ook wij leven. Zal de aarde ons in leven houden. De aarde is onze moeder en onze kameraad. Wij zijn de kinderen en de kameraden van de aarde, van moeder aarde. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you. And wasn't that just brilliant? Even though we don't really understand the Dutch thing there, but it sounds good to the ears and it sounds powerful. And then when you hear the one in English, you can almost learn little Dutch in a quick period of time. So that was brilliant. And thanks very much, Aldit. Now, interestingly, this poem that she's translated is a project that we're currently doing, translating that poem in 25 languages. We can't even name them now. Dutch, Russian, Persian, English, Italian, the Jamaica language, and so on and so. And so that's a part of the project. And interestingly, this day is International Day of World Indigenous People. And so we are saluting Mother Earth and saluting Miss Lou, Daddy Hugh Roy, Olive Senior, are people who are advocates of social responsibility and ultimately protecting humanity and the children of the earth. And so we go to England now, London, England, to present someone who has deep Jamaican roots. She's alumni of the Florence Nightingale Foundation, linked to the Royal Society of Arts. She has a popular blog called Maroon Mindset, and she's into healing poetry, healing arts, using the arts, generally speaking, and poetry specifically, to offer healing, especially in this COVID pandemic, showing people how we need to come together as people. We need not be divided, even with this era of social distancing and the other protocols. So we want to introduce someone who is special to our heart. She's from Jamaica roots, and she's Nicole McIntosh. Nicole, wagwan.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, youngsters. Hello, world. It's Nicole here. I'm in London, flying the flag for Jamaica and the UK. It's an honor to be part of the 10th anniversary of Jamaica Poetry Festival, especially it's because it's in the centenary of Miss Lou. I'm humbled to stand on the shoulders of giants like Miss Lou. So as Yasser said, I'm a senior nurse and healing arts poet. I use poetry to improve health and well-being and to build resilience, especially important in these unprecedented times. So I'll be sharing a few of my poems and I hope they resonate. The first one is called Poetizing. I choose to poetize my thoughts and my emotions. Poetize it. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. There are lessons for us all to learn. Some will, some won't. We've been told that the earth goes round and round. Let's use this opportunity to pause and hear the sounds. What sounds? The sounds of nature in our rightful place, man. The reset button has been activated in 2020, I agree. Will we use it as a lens through which we plan for the future? Or sit and wait for politricksters to help we? No, man, we need to get a grip. Don't let this moment slip. In all things and for all things, give thanks. There's a Kenyan proverb that I'd like to share. Treat the earth well. It was not given to you by your parents. It was loaned to you by your children. And I believe that if we all remember that this earth is loaned to us by our children, we would look after it better. and Mother Earth would rejoice. The second poem that I'd like to share is a bit more introspective, and it's my thoughts on living in a world in which preservation of the status quo dominates. It's called What Do You See? What do you see when you look at me? Do you see my smile? Do you see my heart? Do you see my joy? What do you see when you look at me? Do you see my fears? Do you see my dreams? Do you see me as an equal or someone who should take whatever is offered? Do you see me as a threat to the equilibrium? What do you see when you look at me? You see, I see someone just trying to get ahead. I see someone just trying to use the talents I've been blessed with. I see someone who just needs a break to get to the next step. What do I see when I look at me? I see me, simply me. Let's talk about the elephant that's in the room. You know the one, the COVID-19. As a nurse, I'm acutely aware of the devastating impact that COVID continues to have on the world. And I am saddened by the disproportionate effect it has had on our people. So this one is about looking forward, because we can't look backwards, so we have to look forward. And I'm thinking, where do we go from here? It's important as a nurse that we use the art of nursing to spread joy and to heal. So this one is called COVID-19. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? As talk now turns to what we do next, we can't help but ponder what is best. Ease up the restrictions too early to boost the economy, or grit and bear it for the sake of humanity. Never has strong, effective leadership mattered more. History will not be kind to those leaders who see it as a chore. We will remember the leaders who showed courage and decency. We will hold to account with contempt the leaders who failed to perform their duties effectively. Where do we go from here? Who knows for sure? We are, to use a cliche that will forever be associated with COVID-19, living in unprecedented times. Where do we go from here? Living humble, dignified, and fulfilled lives. Now, as a proud Maroon who flies the flag for the Maroons everywhere I go, I have to remember to use my voice to uplift others and to be on the right side of history. So this poem, my last poem, is called The Maroons. They are my tribe. The Maroons. Well, sons and daughters. Hello? Sons and daughters of slaves, we were led to believe. Well, in fact, we were African kings and queens who they colluded to steal. Rebellious and ingenious, our forefathers would have no more. Up into the hills they traveled and were unapologetically militant for sure. Kill or be killed was the order of the day. The blood-sucking vultures who ventured there had a bloody price to pay. Do as you're told. Know your place. The messages were sent. Still, my forefathers were tenacious, courageous, and hell-bent. To free as many as they could was their plan. Some wouldn't listen, so they stayed toiling on the land. Nanny one Kojo, you can't trust them. He agreed, and they worked out a system. A peace treaty only came after many of the imbeciles were slaughtered. Still, my forefathers regularly sounded their bend, so they would not be ambushed and murdered. They are the Maroons, and in their honor we relentlessly fight. Fight in the morning, fight in the day, fight in the night. There ain't no giving in. In true Maroon determination, doggedness, and defiance, we will win. Black Lives Matter. We matter. Maroon mindset unlimited.
Mindset Unlimited. And boy, I love how you dress and look nice like the queen that you speak of. And if you
Yes,
really want to
African
get,
queen.
yes, me don't want to get sick, but if me sick is a nurse like you, want to look after me. And it's an honor. It's great to have you. It's great that the range of issues and sentiments that you alluded to really fit with the theme and the topic and the moment. And so we thank you from London. Stay so.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Blessings.
Honor and prosperity. And in terms of some of the issues that you raised, the next country we go into and the next issues we are dealing with, may I talk to you, Saudi Arabia, Israel, America, Iran, Iraq, Lebanon. The future of humanity is crystal clear. Collective survival or collective extinction. The poet Nicole said, where do we go from here? Is it chaos or community? I suggest that we go community. Social justice will bring world peace, sustainable peace in the world and our planet Earth as children of the planet Earth. So we're talking to our leaders, to you, and we are going to one of the first cradles of human civilization. People who read the Bible would have known of Mesopotamia. You know of Khalil Gibran from Persia. So we are going to Persia, which is contemporary Iran, and bringing a lady who published 4 books. She's a translator, she's a teacher, she has a fascination with Jamaican language and culture. She's a mother, she's a woman's rights advocate. She advocates for the welfare and interests of especially women who suffer the ravages of war. And her area of the world has suffered its fair share of war and disruption and dislocation. We know what is happening in Iraq. We know what is happening in Tehran. And so we want to go to there now and introduce to you Shema Ahmadi. Wow, we finally made it happen. What's it like in Tehran now? Shema, can you say what it's like in Tehran now and what it's like to be linking with Jamaica? Shema, are you hearing me? It's all right. The technology I put him to heaven of the way, but we're rolling over that. And so this is an important moment. And so it is an interesting time to have that like a glitch, which gives us some time to actually focus and center and the significance to be presenting for the first time in Jamaica, based on our research, any poet from Iran. And we are very familiar with the work of Khalil Gibran, and we are very familiar with even some of the religious traditions that have found their way into Jamaica. And so this is interesting and important that while we're having someone reading from Iran, coming right from England, and we had somebody from the Netherlands before, and then we'll go to America next. So it's interesting, and we want to present for you Shema Ahmadi from Tehran, live and direct in Iran. How is it in Iran at this moment, Shema, and what it is like to be linking to Jamaica via the virtual space?
Hello, dears. In the name of poem, a language without any borders, the language of understanding and humanity. This is Shaima Ahmadi Shahsavaran from Iran, and I am very pleased to be in your festival, in Jamaica Festival. I am from Iran, a country with an ancient tradition and culture, with 10 centuries background of poetry and art, with the greatest well-known poets such as Ferdowsi, Hafiz, Sa'di, Maulana, Khayyam, Nizami, whose poems are translated to different languages. There was a new birth in the poetry of Iran, which is called revolution of language and attitude. As satisfaction and enjoyment is not enough for poetry, a big change was happened by Nima Yoshij, the father of new attitude in the poetry of Iran. After him, Shamlu, Furuq, Munzavi, Simin, they changed the big differences and changes in the poetry of Iran until today. This stage is considered very, very important. The most popular poem in Iran is called Ghazal, a lyric poem with a fixed number of verses and a kind of repeated rhyme, typically on the theme of love and social matters. The peaceful country being interested in Jamaica's culture and language, I am particularly proud of being invited as a poet to Jamaica's festival. Jamaica, with the special language, land of wood and water, who believe in this message, out of many one people. Poetry in Jamaica has a special meaning for me and for all Iranians. They are interested in your literature and especially the root of your language, especially your unique culture and the roots of language, musical, poetic art, and different costumes. Homeland of music, the best wishes with the best regards for all people around the world. And now, some poems to you. Mirror. Look at the blue sky. At the white clouds are the pieces of my skirt, which wind took one bitter day. Confess the beauty of the sky. Confess to yourself in front of the mirror. Just look that lady in front of the mirror, Sylvia's mirror. Perhaps I am Sylvia, a grey lady. I found out the secret and the truth behind her mirror. You can't tell yourself a lie. You must say that the sky is beautiful. Must is always a must. Whenever you look at the sky, you remember me. Remember yourself. There was a lady who wants to be a bird, but never could have been, just like Sylvia and all the mirrors. And the next, workers. How obediently workers are walking their bitter destiny, who are too deterred to their unreliable life. When I complain you for reading the newspaper, and you complain me about my unreadity, and at time I think about sleeping with all of the workers in the streets. There is no rage. They are satisfied and happy with their destiny. They bend over and know everything. Even their nightmares are terrible. I know nightmares never tell us a lie. We don't want to believe, but this is true. Nightmare never make a mistake. And the third part, I was a bad mother. How much should I clean the window pane of your houses to afford the shoes for my son, which are shined by the stars in the sky? There is broken glass in the street of my city. The pavements are full of the red footprints which end to the sky, to the blue sky. I was a bad mother. I have lost my son in the sky. Thank you for listening to my poems. And there is a very famous and ancient praying in my country based on the culture of Iran. It relates to the 1500 before Christ, this praying. And this is a free praying for all the words. And I want to read it for you. The ability with the word, peace with the word full of peaceful speeches. gratification, abundance, improvement for all the whole world, for the whole world without any borders. From whom Yash. Thank you for listening. It is a very nice time for me, and it is very pleasure to be in your festival. As all Iranians are very interested in your culture, especially the linguistic points of your language. Thank you.
You're most welcome on behalf of all the Jamaicans on the planet Earth. Any amount of how much million are we now? About 8 or 7. We give thanks. It's a significant experience to have you here sharing with us in this way. And as you would have known, Shema, we were to bring you here in 2016 physically, and then you had a skirmish with Israel, and there was a blockade and traveling to the west. And so out of the blue, because we start plan early, intuitively I said I want to bring you here in 2020. And then while we were planning, all of a sudden the pandemic come, boop, and we had to put it on pause. You became an epicenter. Interestingly, we had wanted to bring Choi from South Korea, and then boop, it became an epicenter. And so all the plans were frozen. And so when we decided now to adjust and adapt and do the virtual staging for the 10th anniversary, because no retreat, no surrender, we're not depend that. And so we decided, okay, we'll do it virtually and we'll bring both of you here. So we have been in planning for 5 years. How does it feel? Though it's virtually, for the first time, interfacing with Jamaica with poetry, which means so much to you and the Iranian people.
As all Iranians are interested in your culture, like me, it is a very, very nice experience for me because it is the first time that I am in your festival. But I think that all the poets around the world, they are member of a family which is called literature. And without any borders and time, and this is very important for me. And as I am considered in your culture, a special musical art culture, and your language, means the root of your language is very interesting for me as a linguistic. And I am very pleased, and it is a very big surprise for me and for all the people in Iran, because now they are watching your program too.
Brilliant. And can I say publicly thank you for translating The Earth is Our Friend in Persian, in Farsi. And so you're part of that project, and people who are interested can stay tuned. There's a lot more to come. We have an education pack with that. We are doing recording, and we are already making plans to strengthen the poetic link between Iran. We don't tell them too much too quickly. Between Iran and Jamaica, we already have plans in place, and so we're really looking forward to that as a next very significant synergy, poetic literary synergy. This is the poetry of life. We are nurturing and caring from Iran to Jamaica, original land of Mesopotamia and Persia. It's an honor on behalf of all Jamaicans to have you. Give our love to Iran. Tell the Ayatollah to cool off some of the friction. Tell Netanyahu, chill out some of the friction. Tell President Trump, chill out some of the friction. We want more love, more humanity, more caring, more sharing. Let us pool our resources and conquer our common enemies of ignorance, injustice, disease, poverty, and miseducation, mistreatment of children and women. We are talking to the people, the Hutsi and the Tutsi in Yemen. We're tired to see the hungry pick to them. So we want the people them pool them resources. Too much money are spent on wars and death and destruction, which now put humanity in a way. My daughter, we love the works, we love the passion, we love the commitment, and it's an honor to present you here on the 10th staging of Jamaica Poetry Festival, virtual and otherwise. Take care of yourself, Give your love to Tehran and to all Iranians. And we soon come.
Thank you for inviting me as an Iranian poet. Thank you. With the best for you and for the people in Jamaica, and I hope the best and the peaceful matters for all people around the world. Thank you.
Love and honor and prosperity. And I want to say thanks to JN Bank, VW Investments, JTB, TEF, Tourism Enhancement Fund, Canada, the government and people of Canada through their High Commission here in Jamaica, the City of Kingston Credit Union, Flag Up Scotland, Jamaica, and JPS Company Limited, who in hot water with the Jamaican people. but we have to strengthen relationships all around. It's an honor, it's a pleasure. Jamaica Poetry Festival 2020, 10th anniversary. Rastafari bless it and set it.
Jamaica, heartbeat of the world.
Now, this is at an interesting juncture of this event. We're happy to have here in studio with us Miss Petal James from Jamaica National Bank. It's one of the biggest local owned bank that doing many things and have been supportive of us for quite some time. On on location here in studio as well is Mr. Nicarno Williams, who is from marketing in the RJR Gleaner Group. And he has worked tremendously in so many different respects. Boy, I see him do something, Dave, now go let the push out of the bag, but me I say, wait. But I'm marketing that. Them say, no, in a media, you can do everything. So, Olive Senior is the Jamaica Poetry Festival 2020 Lifetime Achievement Awardee. And she's a prize-winning poet and author of 18 books, inclusive of fiction, non-fiction, and children's literature. She has won the Commonwealth Award, the Bocas and Musgrave Medal Award, Musgrave Medal from the Institute of Jamaica. She holds an honorary degree in literature from the University of the West Indies. Her works are translated and used nationally, regionally, and internationally. As a matter of fact, gardening in the tropics is a Cape staple. Cape is the Caribbean examination. And she has three impressive books I want to speak to here. Talking of Trees, Over the Roof of the World, and Shell. And she's now active with a series called Pandemic Poems. She's from Trelawny in Jamaica. She's currently living in Toronto, Canada, and so we are happy to have that link and being supported by the Canadian High Commission here in Jamaica. She's someone who is iconic. She's someone who is a giant. She's someone who is humble. She's someone who has contributed so much to the literary and cultural fabric of Jamaica. And so we at Jamaica Poetry Festival 2020, at our 10th annual staging, with the 5th Lifetime Achievement Award given to an iconic Jamaican who has contributed to the literary culture of Jamaica. And so it is our singular honor and pleasure to ask Miss Petal James of Jamaica National Bank, one of our headline sponsors, to do the presentation of this Jamaica Poetry Festival 2020 Lifetime Achievement Award, and receiving on behalf of Miss Olive Senior, who is currently in Toronto and will be joining us shortly, is Mr. Nicarno Williams, the hard-working marketing manager of the RJR group of companies. And you must not kiss the giver. If any kiss, it must be a virtual kiss. All right. And so, again, this has been in the making for quite some time. We have had efforts to bring Dr. Olive Senior, because she's a doctor, honorary doctorate from the University of the West Indies. And so it did happen that time, and it is happening now in the virtual space. And so we have spoken to her accolades in terms of the 18 books she has published, inclusive of poetry, fiction, non-fiction, and children's literature. She's the recipient of the Commonwealth Award, Bocas, I think that is based in Barbados, as well as the Musgrave Medal from the Institute of Jamaica on East Street in Kingston. You must check out the Institute of Jamaica. It is a treasure trove of rich cultural relics and artifacts. And so we'd like to present to you to acknowledge the award and to share even an excerpt of one of her poems with us. Dr. Olive Senior. Okay. And so, Dr. Olive Senior. Okay, Dr. Olive Senior is not quite ready to be with us yet. And so, no problem. We'll stick a pin right there and come back to that pin momentarily. This lady is from South Korea, next door to Kim in Pyongyang in North Korea. We know the history of the Korean Peninsula. We are breathing through poetry, positive thoughts of healing and reconciliation on the Korean Peninsula. And so this poem is a woman of very few words. She said actions speak louder than word. But she has a poem which is called Monster, and it triggered the Me Too movement in South Korea in 2018. She's a novelist. She has 2 books. And she's a thorn in the side of the conventional South Korean. So people get uncomfortable in Hong Kong, in South Korea, and in her region when her works are being explored. And so we like to present to you the lady of few words, who would like to speak to our poetry. Choi Young Mi from South Korea, Seoul to be exact. Let's have her.
Hello, Jamaica. My name is Choi Mi. I'm a poet from South Korea. Thank you for having me. I'll read my poem, Already. Shoes already wet, don't get wet again. A person already sad doesn't cry. Those who already have don't hurt. A body already in pain doesn't suffer shame. Things already hot don't say a word. I wrote the poem in Korean, my native tongue. Then it was translated into English by Alice Kim.
Yes. Lady, a few words, a turn, poetic turn in the side of the conventional people. We like to push the envelope as poets to challenge, not to be confrontational, but to challenge people to think and re-examine and shift the paradigm and to create a new paradigm, a new faculty of interpretation, new sets of relationships, breeding new thoughts and new perspective and new values into the temple of the family of humanity. The thing's not right, and so we not accept what it is, and we want to give to posterity a more prosperous and more peaceful world, and the poets have a role to play in this. The next poet we are bringing to you, until we sort Dr. Olive Lewin out, is another medical doctor. This man is an eye doctor, so he means to clear vision. And we call him the Malcolm X of poetry in America. He studied at the Michigan State University and Cornell and Harvard universities. He has a private practice for over 20 years, a multi-award-winning poet, author who sees clearly and painfully that in America, in spite of his achievements, there's no equity. He's still a nigger for life, which is the title of one of his poems, as America oversees the continuation of continued slavery, even after emancipation and independence over decades and centuries in some respects. And so he's no stranger to the Jamaica Poetry Festival. He has presented here before. And we're happy to have him, for good reasons, here on our 10th anniversary, the Malcolm X of American Black Poetry, Dr. Neil Hall. Welcome, bro.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here. Respect and love to you, Ms. Lowe, and to the other esteemed poets. Appalling silence. It is not the night, but the absence of light. It is not the sweltering fervor of the desert, but the rainfall that fails to fall. It is not humanity that loses its humanity taking, denying humanity from its fellow man, but humanity that fails to find its humanity fighting back, to give back, to grant back humanity seen, taken, denied its fellow man. It is not the strident clamor, nor the vitriolic voices of the bad people, but the appalling silence of those who claim to be the good people. It is not the night, but the absence of light that keeps us in the dark. And in that darkness, we must remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. My name. I have pledged allegiance to a fully masked, half-flaccid flag and to the republic which stands not one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have prayed your Lord's Prayer to your God made in your image to deliver me from your evils, but hallowed be his name. no will for black prayers to be done on his earth, nor as it is in his gated heaven. I have given you my soul. Leave me my name. After all the toils, frets, and fears, suffered 217 years, all my blood, sweat, and tears poured into every valley you've forsaken me in. I've sung my country, 'tis of thee, when you said sing. I have at your twilight's last gleaming held your broad stripes, and bright stars waving over land you proclaimed to be free, and home of the brave, not yet brave enough. Let all men be free. I have given you my soul. Leave me my name. I believe your claim that Columbus, with certain navigational precision, sailed west to find India sitting in the east and discovered a continent not lost, nor looking to be found, inhabited by men, not lost, nor looking to be found, and he renamed them a new name other than their own name. I have given you my soul. Leave me my name. Because if freedom comes a-calling, and I have no name to be called, how will I be freed? Leave me my name. And I believe you when you proclaim Jefferson professed with loving tenderness that her rape, slave rape, plantation rape, socio-economic rape was consensual. I believed you lied that Washington never told a lie, that it was a civil war fought by civil men to free uncivilized slaves that Lincoln, without fraught, presided over so that this nation could claim yet a second new birth of freedom, a second new claim to be a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. To these yet unfinished and abandoned words and work, I have given you my soul. Leave me my name. Because when freedom comes a-calling, and I have no name to be called, how will I be freed? I have given you my soul. Leave me my name. Thank you very much for allowing me to share my words and work with you. I'm honored.
Dr. Hall, we are equally honored, if even not more honored than you are, for having the pleasure of the potency and the timely intervention of your poetry. As always, what resonates and stick with me, not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Yes. When silence is not acceptable, we need to speak truth to power.
Yes.
We need to speak for our equal rights and justice. It's better to die on your 2 feet than to live crawling on your knees and your elbows. Yes. Brother, give thanks for the power. And
I give thanks to you. Thank you. You're doing wonderful work, and you're providing a wonderful platform for people to hear poetry, but also for the poets to say their poetry. So thank you very much.
You're most welcome, love and honor. And hearing from peace, brother, we keep in touch, and there's more to come. Blessed.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, listening to Dr. Hall, I want to interrogate this idea of freedom. Whether it is dumb to be free or free to be dumb. Whether you free the dumb in order to dumb the free. Can we know that some people are enslaved and refuse to be slaves? Some people are imprisoned and refuse to be prisoners. Some people are on the streets and refuse to be free. And we know you have more criminals in the clergy and the parliament and in the establishment than criminals who are behind bar. So whether it is dumb to be free or free to be dumb, this little piece is called freedom. Free the prisoners, because prisoners can't prison prisoners. Thieves and murderers cannot condemn thieves and murderers. We have to bring it come. We must bring it come. How if we bring we freedom come. Free the ghettos and free the slums. Free the prisons and free the asylums. Tear the shackles off your minds, the chains from your hands and the chains from your feet. Free up your body and your mind. The prisoners are in the streets. The streets are in the prisons. You're a product of your environment. So the crooks are the architect of this establishment. So listen to me reasoning and start an argument. We have to bring it come. We must bring it come. How if we bring we freedom come. So you get up every day committing crimes. Putting the prisoners in your minds. If you take the prisoners from out of the prison, it will be no more a prison. So empty the mental prisons now. We have to bring it come. We must bring it come. How if we bring we freedom come. Now ask yourself, who am I? Where am I from? Where am I? Where am I going? What's my purpose in life? And in true Jamaican style, how am I come from? How am I there? How am I there for? How am I go? Now, when you find the questions to these answers and the answers to these questions, freedom will be your only prison. We have to bring it come. We must bring it come. How if we bring we freedom come.
This is what you've been waiting for. A chance to change your point of view and take the break you deserve at Jamaica's resorts and attractions. When you can open your door to the seaside instead of just outside. Where you can change your mask and take a plunge.
Sunshine smiling warm up inside your heart. Feeling of pure love. Oh, Jamaican heartbeat. Dancing to the beat up inside your heart. Heartbeat of the world. Oh, Jamaican heartbeat. Jamaican heartbeat. Jamaica.
Now, we're happy to be here for the 10th annual staging of Jamaica Poetry Festival 2020. I'm already excited and stimulated mentally to be presenting this next poet. I've had the pleasure of being the publisher of her third book of poetry entitled Making Kenke from Memory. She's the gorgeous warrior queen nanny of radio, journalism in Jamaica, the Pan-African family globally, unapologetically speaking truth to power. Her work in poetry, in media, represents very eloquently and forcefully, without resentment or bitterness, protest, resistance, speaking truth to power, liberating the African family for development. It is a particular pleasure of mine because this is someone who has been consistently supportive of poetry, generally speaking, and more specifically of Jamaica Poetry Festival and our other poetic works, inclusive of Poetry in Motion. And so we are presenting to you, to the world at large, to our listeners here in Jamaica, Iran, Africa, South Korea, Netherlands, England, Barbados, Trinidad, and Jamaica, the gorgeous Pan-African warrior queen nanny of the Pan-African family globally, the running African, the African Forum specialist, the one and only Kabu Mahat Keru.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, intellectual warrior. Yes, Safari. I am more than pleased to be a part of the Jamaica Poetry Festival. And let me just say to you and to the team, congratulations on 10 years of presenting poetry to the world, not just to Jamaica nationally, and not just in the spaces in which you, Yasas, operate as a poet, but globally across the entire world, you have been presenting poetry, and this is brilliant. So congratulations for that, and for your 10-year anniversary. This is an achievement beyond any other. Congratulations.
Thank you so very much. You're most welcome. I just have to comment on the books then behind you, because you is a walking library. I feel so you have about 10 times the amount of book in your head at every given moment. And so it's only fitting. Speak truth to power, gorgeous warrior queen.
All right. And just before I go through it, also to say congratulations to the Lifetime Achievement poet this evening, Olive Senior. Well, I'm going to be reading from my book, published by Senyacom Publishers, Making Kenke from Memory. 2 poems this evening. The first is called Chilingwa, a thing created by God. We who were now made so unhuman, chained on the banks of the Asin Manso, each man with a hidden, unspoken plan, shoaled from the murky waters below. And you, Chilingwa, you made us stand, though bent against the ebb and current flow. In your breast, you carried Fante clan. Through rivers you traversed before Manso. Bia in the north, Pra about the land. A valiant war waged on Tano, made in the Volta by his own hand. Chilingwa, a thing created by God. Now steadfast, you hold our worries, branded in the gaze we laid up on you. Our souls, they demanded their dis-ease to cleanse. But you Chilingwa, you knew the hell which rivers dare not appease, and ran them, everyone, through and through. In our hearts, your name is forever, a thing created by God, Chilingwa. And though you swim the great East River, you alone are savior, brother, martyr. And those who made the crossing hereafter still sing hymns of Chilingwa in Chiluba. And the second poem I'm going to be reading is actually the title poem from the book, Making Kenke from Memory. And this has to do with just our moral obligation to remember. My mother says she's not African, making kenke from memory. Cross-legged with Tachi Fire plantation, pounding nutmeg into embry, cassava, banku, satsa, ugali, kukuyu. Africanism is paganism, she yells. Them the people, they uncontomire, blasphemy. My daughter, she says, will burn in hell. Amen. Adding Hotep. Amen, Hotep. My mother is Jamaican, Anglo-Saxon, Irish Jamaican in Irie footsteps, isling ruins by Irish sailors begun, Jamaican waiting for the dough to tang. My mother beats Ngoma rhythms in Ashanti mortar, while my father dreams secretly of Obi and Uganda. Will you take me there one day, my daughter? Pound tunes in Kumi, Ugali, Satsa. The blood is Safina. Maize must ferment. Do not massa. Arena cuddles. Flee. My mother charms beats like djembe lament. Tatu and Baba and Banko and Ugali. Beats djembe into kenke from memory. Quivers tunes into kenke rhythms rising. Tell stories of ancestral victory, Tatu and Baba, Banko in the leavening, ancestors waiting for the dough to set in. My father goes out to be African. He's Ngoma. He blackens the hulls that made him boogaraboo in the blood. He is Uganda, stateless, black and proud, black before Busumburu, before the flood, pride like couscous from the Python Bantu, Tatu and Baba and Ugali, black mud, blacker paradox like Osei Tutu. He takes his chances. He grows out geophyte, barter rhythms, kenke from black bloodlines, black power, Safina etherocytes. My father is drum, Ogini in brine, Sun Sun visions, Asasaya divine. And we have come back black. We're burning paper prayers in pewter pots, smoke in forbidden spaces, soar in the murmur ancestors' space. Gudu Gudu, keeper of Tartar's race. Where God is Pleiadian, they shun libation. Now that you have come, sit down, charm Patricking from Igba drums, ancestral veneration. My father goes out to be African. He is Ptah-hotep and Mentu-hotep. He goes to the pylons and the hyperstyle. He makes obelisks and set papyrus abloom. He is Imhotep who plots a sundial. Father's seed scatters mother's womb. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. You done already?
Thank you, Yasin.
But we talk about powerful and spicy, short even, but nevertheless, less is more and more becomes less, and it is potent, it is poetic nutrients and nurturing and mothering and making kenkering. Is that a good phrase?
And thank you for publishing. Thank
Yes,
you for publishing
making
Making
from
Kenke
memory. It is a collector's item. Make sure you have
Yes.
it. Speaking truth to power. The one and only gorgeous Pan-African warrior Queen Nanny at the foot of the sacred rock. Well, indeed, she's a sacred rock, which the name Kabu means. And so, from Jamaica, we are going straight to Barbados across the pond. Someone in the region. I've met him in Colombia. I've met him in Canada. I've met him in Barbados. Now, the first time we are meeting virtually in the Jamaican space, linking the Caribbean region. This person is a theater practitioner. He's a poet. He's a rhythm poet. He has published. He has recorded. His current song is an interesting play on words. Just us and them, creating some kind of waves in Barbados and beyond. He won the Frank Collymore Literary Endowment Prize and the GG Award, and he has 3 books of poetry, traveled extensively. We want to present to you Winston I Farrell, across the pond in Barbados. Wagwan, sir?
Good night. Good night. It's really an honor to be here tonight. Talking to you, doing my poetry. It's really an honor to be in the hearts and the houses and the homes of people in the world tonight. And I'm celebrating Miss Lou, celebrating 10 years of the Poetry Festival. Big up to you, as we say in Barbados, big up to you for the wonderful work that you're doing. I'm going to do a little piece here on dedicated to my grandmother as we talk about Mother Earth. And I'm going to start with a little piece looking at the celebrating our liberation as it was African Liberation Day a couple of days ago. And I'm going to go with a little piece of the popular bus man. So here we go. Uh, We've come a long way to winding roads, the great white sand in our eyes, our shoulders laden with trials. Hope leads us on into great clouds as pounding rain seep through our skulls. We've come a long way naked, craving for the bread of life, lungs thirsty, dried by the stinging slap of sun, souls angry, crying in the wilderness of death. We've come a long way from the curling lash, the master's whip sliding across our backs like a snake, snake, snake. We've come a long way from the logic of the white man, from the ignorance of our black brothers, merciless tears gone from our wrinkled eyes, black wanderers in the graveyard of terror. We've come a long way, so I'll raise my hand and shout out, Jah! Words will not strangle and die between my teeth. I must speak, for we have come a long, long way. Black lion on the loose with a conscious weapon. Black lion on the loose. Black lion on the loose with a cultural weapon. Black lion on the loose. Man, take this rhythm, beat it out, use iron and rock. Shape me mouth, stretch me tongue like a rag, balm the pain, hold the hot blood in the palm. Same refrain, black lion on the loose with a cultural weapon, black lion on the loose. A black lion on the loose with a cultural weapon, black lion on the loose. Second poem I'm going to read is dedicated to my grandmother. It's simply called Yam. She would place us on her lap, feeding us with her 5 fingers, forcing breadfruit and saltfish down our hungry eyes. Out of her darkest world, we grew limbs and stretched. She was blind to the starch in our bowl, but we saw the light in her forehead. Crushed yam we were in her calabash of dreams. She would stuff that sweet potato down our expectant faces, smell the raw hide of her hand against our head when we strayed from her nourishment. Stories falling from her lips, filling us up with the pride of ancestors, a taste of Africa and Garvey, a touch of tradition. We ate your soul, Grandma, and belched resistance loud. Grand upon great grand mourn you. I now house the furniture you once hang high in the roof of your heart. These prized possessions I unlock in your memory and to generations unborn. And let me take you home with the popular bus man. Every morning them waiting by the bus stop, them talking about the bus man. Yeah? The bus man. School children and workers, baskets of hawkers waiting, bus man. Eh? I said, bus man, I must be fun, man. Driving them bus man, in them street man, backing down in them corners, wheeling around them bends, sailing through them cars and ting. Hear the engine sing in the bus man. Must be fun, man. Must be panic, man. In the bus, man. One more time for the chorus as we go out there. Bus, man. Must be fun, man. Driving them bus, man. In them street, man. Hey! Backing down in them corners. Wheeling round them bends. Sailing through them cars and thing. Hear the engine sing in the bus, man. Must be fun, man. Hey! Must be panic, man. In the bus, man. Thank you so much. It was really great to be here. Love you all from Bridgetown, Barbados. I Farrell out.
Love you. Bless up to Barbados. Give thanks for a brilliant, energetic, rhythmic performance. Winston Farrell from Barbados. Love and honor. And from Barbados, we go straight to Toronto, Canada. Dwayne Morgan, who is called the godfather of godfather of Canadian poetry scene. He has toured 18 countries, with 13 books to his credit, and he has 8 albums. He's a Hall of Fame inductee, and he has shared stage with, among other people, Alicia Keys and Barack Obama, former President of the United States of America. I met him for the first time in Toronto in 2010. I thought I met him as well in 2015, and his involvement is courtesy of the Canadian High Commission, and so we are going to ask him to present one of his poems at the 10th annual Jamaica Poetry Festival, our 10th anniversary. Dwayne Morgan, godfather of poetry in Toronto and Canada. Talk to it.
Yes. Good evening. It is a great pleasure to have this opportunity to be here as part of the Jamaica Poetry Festival. Also to follow somebody like Winston Farrell, who's a dear friend and somebody I look up to and respect big time, and that we're honoring Olive Sr. as well. I definitely appreciate that. So also I have to big up Miss Lou as well, because before she passed and she was living in Toronto, she invited me to her home and sat down with me and reasoned with me. So I definitely have to big up Miss Lou. But now into the poetry. People always ask me, why are the black poets so aggressive and always talking about race? Even here, under the facade of a safe space, it happens. Passion mistaken for aggression. And it seems as though every time we strive to be great, we are broken down to nothing but our race. Mario Balotelli. Where do you call home when you have received no acceptance in the only place you have ever known? You proudly wear an Italian flag that others wish that they could pull from your chest. And while it says Balotelli on your jersey, they have called you King Kong, dehumanized you with no red cards, treated you like a blackhead on the face of the beautiful game, thrown bananas at you as you have walked onto the field. It is amazing how alone one can feel on a field full of men. If only I could score enough, win enough, maybe I could outrun my skin, but no, Mario. At some point, we have to stop running when the issue isn't us. Stop shifting to fit into boxes when we were born enough. You see, the scales of equality seem to have a permanent slant, allowing you to get more jail time for killing a dog than for killing a black man. So we step to the mic, victims of our skin tone, step onto courts, stages, fields, eager to play, knowing that for us, it will always be more than just a game. Fact. White athletes are praised for their hard work, discipline, and knowledge of the game. Fact. Black athletes are praised for being naturally gifted, freaks of nature with natural athleticism. Ironically similar traits to when we were being auctioned off as slaves. I guess it's no mistake why they call it color commentary. As Serena's body is ripped apart, scrutinized more than her skills, her dominance, not tied to decades of discipline and devotion, but to being masculine and aggressive. A double fault for the masses who believe there is only one mold for what a woman should look and sound like. So in 2020, we still ask, is the US open to a Compton kid crip walking across courts with no care for your insecurities, casting shadows with her wingspan? And while some would love to see her crash and burn, she remains that phoenix rising from the Arthur ashes, affirming that there will always be hate. But never let that stop you from striving to be great. No matter your talent or your job, you can be the tiger, mastering courses that you were never meant to play on. So for the Jamaican immigrant suspended from school for being too loud, for the poet accused of being aggressive when they step in front of a crowd, release that aggression like a Serena Williams serve at an open mic or a grand slam without ever giving a damn for what anyone has to say. Because these odds are stacked against us, but we still show up to play. Give thanks.
Show up to play and to chant and to write. Give thanks, Dwayne Morgan.
Absolutely.
From Canada, Toronto, live and direct. It's a pleasure, my brother.
Absolutely.
And from Toronto, Canada, we skip across to the man of cultural resistance and rhythm and paper. He defends the cultural resistance against the down oppression, the injustice that we have experienced in the Caribbean. And so we put him on notice to sharpen up in pen and in paper and to come present after the break. The man of resistance, I won't tell you his name until you come back after the break. But go and sort out yourself, my brother. We have you next.
Jamaica is a complete vacation experience with even more reasons why we are the heartbeat of the world. If you love the rush of adventure, the beauty of nature, pristine horizons, or maybe just to chill on the beach, Jamaica is blessed with an abundance of these experiences and more for you to have on your next vacation. If you accept our invitation, Jamaica is ready to welcome you with our assurance that you will leave us with that heart filled of unforgettable moments to last a lifetime.
Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's go.
So, Brother Resistance, from Trinidad and Tobago, we have already spoken to your vibrancy in the region and across the world. And so we're happy to welcome you at the 10th Annual Jamaica Poetry Festival, our 10th anniversary. Brother Resistance.
So greetings in the name of the Most High God, Rastafari. And I want to give thanks for the invitation to be a part of the 10th anniversary of the Jamaica Poetry Festival. I, Brother Resistance, Rhapsody Music Master from Trinidad and Tobago. For the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. And therefore it is the responsibility of every citizen of this earth to protect and defend our environment, especially for the children's sake. Mother Earth. Mother Earth. So let my vibes be one with you, Mother Earth. Let my vibes be one with you, Mother Earth. I only want to know you. I only want to know you, Mother. To know you is to love you, Mother Earth. Oh, Mother Earth. Is it too late? 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 Is it too late to save the earth? So can we save the earth? How can we save the earth? So can we save the earth? How can we save the earth? Oh, Mother Earth. From you come all material things. To you all things material go return. You is the heartbeat of human survival, Mother Earth. Provider of food when I hunger. Fountain of water when I thirst, oh Mother Earth. In your womb, centuries of seeds must be planted. Blessed be the fruit of thy womb. Blessed be the fruit of thy womb. So much harvest you deliver, and yet we take you for granted, Mother. Your beauty with the face, destroying the trees in the forest, distressing the ozone layer, polluting the waters with acid rain and toxic waste. So let my vibes be one with you, Mother Earth. So let my vibes be one with you, Mother Earth. You is my warm and tender, fertile lover, oh Mother Earth. Oh Mother Earth. You is my warm and tender, fertile lover, oh Mother Earth. Oh Mother Earth. Oh, take me in your arms and rock me. Take me in your arms and rock me. Take me in your arms and rock me. Oh Mother Earth. Oh Mother Earth.
And our Jamaica Poetry Festival 2020 10th Anniversary Lifetime Achievement Awardee, our 5th recipient, is Dr. Olive Senior from Toronto, Canada. It's our pleasure. Let us have your excerpt. Your award is in safe hand and you'll get it shortly physically. Can we hear from you?
Yeah, thank you, Yasis. Good evening. It's so wonderful to be here sharing in this International Poetry Evening. And I want to start off by congratulating Yasu Safari and his team for the 10th anniversary of the Poetry Festival, for keeping poetry alive in Jamaica, for bringing on board so many new people. And most of all, I want to thank you for the honor you've paid me with this award. I'm aware of all the people who have won it before. They're all people I know well, I love and respect, including Jean Bintabreeze. And so it's extra special for me. So thank you very much. I'm really delighted with this. And I'm so delighted to be sharing this evening with so many people. I cannot believe that I'm on the same program with Daddy Uroy, because that is taking me back to my youth when I used to go to parties and to the early days of Jamaican music. So this is an extra special treat. I'm just going to read one poem. It's not new, but I think the topic is still relevant in Jamaica. And it's a poem where I'm talking about how we all want to be up to date. We all want modernity, but at the same time, the modern comes with a lot of loss of the things that we love. And it's called Dead Straight. I'm traveling back home to you, but it's an omen. My road map's creased and torn along dead straight lines. The hill and gully ride is over now, and I'm flat out on the dead straight highway with a toll. Not a glimmer of the coastline as I try to make it home to you, through a forest of hotels as thick as thieves. For the sea, the coves and beaches, once seen through seaside shacks and palm trees, have been sold, and the rest of us are herded to the verge by this new highway, while over there our beauty is extolled, bottled and sold and gated. In this new paradise, the only palms are greased, and somebody's beach umbrella has replaced the shade tree we once sat under, and the towns and settlements molder as they're bypassed. I can no longer witness on this highway with a toll that makes us seem as modern as elsewhere, for elsewhere is not where I'm meant to be. And a dead straight highway leaves no scent, no monument to the past, no scenic beauty for the curvature of my eye to take in. An endless empty space is not inviting. But perhaps there's no social meaning to this tirade after all. I'm just feeling lost without a map as I make it home to you and pay the toll. You could see it simply as a love song. To the curving of your cheekbones, to the mountains of your thighs, the hill and gully passion of your eyes, and your hair that is not dead straight, but very much otherwise. Thank you.
Oh, your poetry is as lovely as how you are looking. We are happy to see you and we are honored. And congratulations on being our fifth recipient of the Jamaica Poetry Festival Lifetime Achievement Award. Couldn't be given to a more deserving person. Take care of yourself. Walk good.
Thanks, Yasus.
It's an honor to have you.
Thanks. An honor for me too.
Yes, yes. Thank you. And so the one and only Dr. Olive Sr., she's born and grew up in Falmouth, Trelawney. She's currently living in Toronto. She has published many books. The children in our schools in the region and internationally have been nurtured by her literary works. She's a recipient of the Musgrave Gold Medal Award. And now she is again the recipient of the Jamaica Poetry Festival Lifetime Achievement Award in the traditions of people like Professor Mervyn Morris, Muta Baruka, Professor Edward Barr, Jean Binta Breeze herself, and now Dr. Olive Lewin, the iconic, gracious, humble, talented, literary giant of Jamaica, the Caribbean, and the world. It's really a pleasure and an honor. And she's so gracious, beautiful. Her words are so caressing to the ears, tender and nourishing to the mind, and the souls and the psyche of our people. And this is why poetry is so special. Now, energy flows where attention goes. So we have to focus and make the four of them go on course. So, we have to accentuate the positive. Poetry is one means in the spectrum of the arts, the performing and cultural and literary arts, that help our people to nurture and to grow, to challenge self-esteem and self-confident issues, to challenge and decolonize the system. And so I talk to the Prime Minister and the Governor General and the leader of the opposition. We're not supposed to stop dreadlocks youth from going to school when you know a benefit of a Rasta music and culture and Rastafari born in Jamaica. It is only holistic and authentic and indigenous response to the transatlantic genocide of colonialism and slavery. So it's a shame and an insult. After we see the Governor General even stand up a wear a brooch where insult black people, You're not supposed to stop youth from go to school for them dreadlocks, because education is the key. We'll take a break and go and chew the cud on that.
On behalf of the Canadian High Commission in Jamaica, it is my pleasure to provide support to the staging of this year's edition of the Jamaica Poetry Festival on your 10th anniversary. Like last year, when we marked the milestone of the 100th anniversary of the birth of the beloved Louise Bennett Coverley, or Miss Lou, the Canadian High Commission did not hesitate to provide a hand up to a number of cultural initiatives, including the Jamaica Poetry Festival, and we're delighted to be back again this year. Though this year, as we all know, is like none other, as we grapple with the impacts of COVID-19. And perhaps now more so than ever, we need our artists, authors, poets, creators, and cultural contributors to remind us that there is life beyond the pandemic and to help us envision a new path forward. This also allows perhaps some new connections to be made, virtually at least, as the Jamaica Poetry Festival goes virtual and allows us to connect beyond borders, including to Canada. And speaking of Canadian-Jamaican cultural connections, they're at the heart of our people-to-people ties, and I couldn't be more elated to know that our shared beloved Olive Senior is being acknowledged this year with a Lifetime Achievement Award. Olive, congratulations. I do hope it is a Bunununu celebration for you, and thank you for all that you've done for both Canadian and Jamaican cultural contributions. I want to end by saying once again, Canada is proud to support anything that brings about cultural conversations and contributions that deepens and expands the rich, rich ties that we have between us. Je vous souhaite un très bon festival. Happy Jamaica Poetry Festival. Merci beaucoup.
Now, this is a particular honor for me still. Daddy Hugh Roy, the legendary, iconic pioneer, originator, influencer, godfather, teacher from Sturgraph, Charlie Chaplin, Brigadier Jerry, Josie Whale, Shabba Ranks, Happy Salute and Crown recently, Rankin Joe, Grammy Award album with Toots and the Maytals, Lee Scratch Perry, Coxsone, the whole works. This is the man who influenced hip-hop, rap, reggae, dancehall, the original toaster, and inspire I, Yasa Safari, the dub poet. So it's an honor to present the first ever Lifetime Award of Honor to the one and only Daddy Hugh Roy, the Godfather, the General. Let's touch it and bless it. We give you later, because you'll do a little thing for you now.
Yeah,
Blessed, love, and honor. People, four corners of the earth, we present to you the legendary teacher, originator, the Godfather, Daddy Hugh Roy.
Enough love, sir. Wait for love. Instead of forcing and fighting, as I would say, why not let's get together and live in a one love and one unity, as I would tell you. Rebel in the morning and a rebel in the evening too. Now don't you be out of there when I play the song called a rebel, rebel, rebel. I'm a rebel. Yeah, you know. So rebel. How you mean? I'm trying to tell you. I'm a capturer. And stays a great adventurer. Soul adventurer. But you could hear when I say let there be love, like I would tell you people. See the morning sun. For real. On the hillside. Nothing in this world they could never, never do. Not living good. Never, never, never. From stopping out the grid, from blue up higher and higher, people, let me tell you, say, yo. Said I'm a living man. And I've got a lot of works to do now on deep up along the way, I will tell you. I've got work to do. So come on over and make we work it on round there. If you're not happy, so rock it on over, people. Step it on over. Must be blue. Right down, come over. So rebel in the morning and a rebel in the evening too. So rebel. Mean that you got to get me stepping, baby, get me moving. I'm a capturer. Got to be on the movement till the rest of picnic. So adventurer. So rebel style, wanna reach out, I beg you stop your running wild. Yeah, you know. Due to the melody style, I understand. Big up to the sponsors. I'm gonna wear you to the ball tonight. Put on your best dress tonight. If you heard what the man says, baby, say be your best, cause this gonna be your musical dance. So come to school, make I dig you the musical rule. Dig me so, brothers, dig me so, sisters. Come try, baby, you can make it if you try. So be wise and be gentle when you put on your best. But I've got your musical key. Up it, baby, I says, cop it, yeah. But I'm tougher and tougher, that ain't no bluff. Maybe because I've got the musical stuff. For sure, as I will tell you. Don't wear no frown, baby. Put your way down, I'll tell you. For real, I say. Wow, chico bow, chico bow, chico bow, chico bow, bow, bow. Yeah.
Wow. Chica bow.
Yeah, thank you,
Godfather in the place, man.
Thank you, people, for having me on the show. It's an honor for me and a great blessing also. And big up to the sponsors, yeah? Yeah. Respect.
Hear that? The original Godfather, the teacher.
Give thanks, Yasso.
Every time Godfather, the teacher, the influencer, the pioneer, the legend, the immortal, Daddy Hura, the man fresh and melodic and rhythmic.
That's last
same
year
way.
blessing, you know.
Every time. Okay, and from the legendary Daddy Hura to the One Woman Festival, she's from Patty Hill, Hanover. Win all kind of awards, published actress. Well, you need 2 hours to describe this woman. She's a lecturer, social advocate. She spent 30 decades in the United Kingdom with a honorary doctorate from Leicester University, rubbed shoulders with Maya Angelou, MBE, Jamaica Poetry Festival 2018 Lifetime Achievement Awardee, a compelling performer. We present to you Jean Binta Breeze, the One Woman Festival. Decades in the United Kingdom with a doctorate in Leicester University, rubbed shoulders with Maya Angelou, MBE, Jamaica Poetry Festival 2018 Lifetime Achievement Awardee, compelling performer. We present to you Jean Binta Breeze, the One Woman Festival.
Thanks very much, Yasus. Yasus. Yasus.
Such a pleasure to be part of the 10th anniversary of the Jamaica Poetry Festival. I've been people who have met before because I've done it 3 times. Neil Hall is back, and of course Olive Senior gets the Lifetime Achievement Award. Carolyn Cooper, wow. Well done, Yasus Tafari. It's been a good job so far. All best wishes for future anniversaries. And you know, I'm here from Hanover, zooming in, and I'd like to say, round a rocky corner by the sea, seat upon a driftwood, you can find she, gazing across the waters, a stick in her hand, trying to trace a future in the sand.
To face a future in the sand. Wow. So this pretty much brings us to the winding up, because we now go down, the winding up section of the 10th annual staging of the Jamaica Poetry Festival, courtesy of our gracious sponsors such as Jamaica National Bank, VW Investments, JTB, that's the Jamaica Tourist Board, TEF, Tourism Enhancement Fund, Canadian High Commission, City of Kingston Credit Union, Flag Up Scotland, Jamaica and Glasgow, Scotland, and the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited, RGR Gleaner Communication Group, Seniacom Edutainment Team, the artists, the performers, the countries who have been represented. And now we have beside us a representative from Jamaica National, gorgeous and gracious. We are so happy for your support and to have you here, brighten up the screen and brighten up the space and brighten up the life with your gorgeous smile. Thank you for being a sponsor. And let's hear your message that you have to say to the people just now.
Yes, Safari, participants in the Jamaica Poetry Festival, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good night. Poetry, it is not only rhyme, but for Jamaicans, it has been a part of our cultural DNA since the beginning of time. It has been our therapy, our balm, as our bodies ached under the sun and the whip of our colonial masters. It naturally became our inspiration as we claimed our independence in 1962 and pledged our hearts forever to serve with humble pride this country, Jamaica, Jamaica, land we love. Poetry is what makes our reggae music sweet, sweeter than anything else you have ever heard, and what makes our lyrics potent and powerful enough to fight oppression and galvanize peoples to rise up against indignities. Poetry, ladies and gentlemen, is a natural to Jamaica as is wood and water. Through it, we found our elixir for doubt, fear, apprehension, and misery as we reflect through the words of Louise Bennett, Claude McKay, Lorna Goodison, and other Jamaican greats on our collective self and find in their words, in the images and sounds, they conjure up the meaning, the richness of the Jamaican spirit, and the things that identify us and makes us proud. And then we recognize that it's not only money or material possessions that make us confident and successful people, but that is knowing and deeply understanding who we are, and poetry begets that. At Jane Bank, a member of the Jamaica National Group, that notion is not lost on us, and therefore, beyond providing the financial solutions to support our people to gain financial success and independence, we wholeheartedly support projects and initiatives such as this Poetry Festival because they help us to extend our roots and explore the intricacies of what it means to be Jamaican. The Jamaica Poetry Festival is not only a celebration of Jamaican culture, it is also an opportunity for us to hone what's natural to many of us, while at the same time providing a stage for emerging talent and for reconnecting generations with the art form. We therefore congratulate the organizers and encourage all the sponsors to continue their efforts to provide this marvelous occasion, especially in times like this, where our experience needs to be immortalized in art, so that generations to come will have a collection of poems to assist the spirit and emotions of Jamaicans as they navigate through this pandemic. I sincerely thank you for all providing this platform for poetry. Jane Bank is proud to be your partner.
Why, may I tell you, you know how long more I hear a bank talk like that?
Thank you.
Yes, you're most welcome. Blessed. Yeah, may I tell you? Thank you so very much for your support of the 10th annual staging of the Jamaica Poetry Festival. It's not the first time you're supporting us. I want a copy of that speech there, because a long time we want to hear some corporate citizens talk like that, especially a bank and a Jamaican old bank. Love it, me listen every word where you say, and we give thanks for all of the other sponsors, because you know it takes a village, so it takes a village of sponsors, Jamaica Bank, National Bank, obviously, VW Investment Cambio, JTB, TEF, Tourism Enhancement Fund, the Canadian High Commission, City of Kingston Credit Union, Flag of Scotland, Jamaica, JPS Company Limited, JN One Spot Media, RGR Gleaner Communication Group, and certainly Seniacom Entertainment, as well as the Jamaica Poetry Festival family. We thank the performers from Iran, Shema from Korea, Choi Youngming from Botswana, Anthony Molosi from United States of America, Dr. Neil Hall from Canada, Dwayne Morgan from Trinidad Brother Resistance, from Barbados, Winston Farrell from London, England, Nicole McIntosh from the Netherlands, Aldit Hunker from Jamaica, Professor Caroline Cooper, Kabu Mahat Keru, Jean Binta Breeze, certainly Yasso Safari has been in the mix, and we want to big up Dr. Olive Sr. and the original godfather, teacher, pioneer, influencer, the immortal Daddy Hugh Roy, the general. And we want to say thank you to the people of Jamaica. Let us hold our hands together. Let us build relationships. Let us conquer the negativity with positivity. Let us focus on the good things about us. And let us work out our differences with respect for each other's individuality and unique qualities and attributes and virtues. We are a great country that has impacted this global community like no other small nation folk culture has ever done in the recorded history of human beings on our planet Earth. So we have a lot to be proud of, and we are happy that our sponsors could speak to and support our poetry RJR, Jamaica Poetry Festival 2020, 10th annual celebration, honor, love and prosperity, and see you August 8, 2021 for our 11th staging. Rastafari bless it and set it. Poetry from and to the world.